Okay, let's finish off the CSS for this RGB Colors website. Let's work on, this paragraph here. So if we look at that paragraph, I don't want to style all the paragraphs, so I should give this an ID. And let's give this the ID of something. ID, oops, like the preview or something like that. Or actually display. It's kind of like a display, right? We say preview and then this will display the result. And I don't need the dashes in there anymore. Because what I can do now in the CSS, ID display, is go down here and go ID display. Right, select the element with that ID and let's give it a width, 400 pixels, a height of 200 pixels. And for now, we'll give it a background of RGB 255, 255, 0. And that's the match what we've initialized in our web page here. Okay, let's see what that looks like. All right, pretty good, except to center it. Now we did text align center up here, but this isn't text, right? This is an entire paragraph. So when you want to center block elements, just like we centered this entire body with margin auto, we can do the same thing here. Margin auto. And that should automatically balance. Okay, beautiful. Okay, then that preview button, we've only got one button. I think, what did it look like? A gray background with some white text. Sure. Pretty straightforward, I think. We'll just go background gray and color white. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, I often like to round those edges, give it a little bit of a softer look. Border radius, just 5 pixels here, I think. Just a little bit of a curve on it. Cool. Text is a little tight to the border, so let's do some padding. Just a little bit on the top, 2 pixels, and then more on the sides, 2 pixels and 10 pixels. Gives a little more space. Okay, and this is a button. We can actually control cursor, pointer. I don't think I have that one in the notes, but I kind of like that effect because whenever you go over it, the cursor will change to a pointer. Right, so you can click the button. Doesn't do anything yet, but like I said, we're going to get to JavaScript, I promise. Okay, what's next? This one right here, the RGB kind of preview. Okay, so that had the same bold and Courier New font family as this one. So if I have the same styling for two things, I'm thinking, hey, maybe I shouldn't repeat myself, right? Because I could give this an ID and give it the, what was it, this right here, like that span tag. But what I'm going to suggest is this RGB code. Let's call it that. Let's create, instead of span, let's go dot RGB code. And that's going to create a class selector that'll do the Courier New and the bold. And I can just add, right? Oh yeah, see, that's cool. When I hover over it, element class. So any elements that have the class RGB-code will get these styles. And if I run this now, you'll see that the span no longer has it. But by doing this class, I can be a lot more efficient, and I can just add to the opening tag class equals RGB-code, and then I'll just copy that class and also put it into this paragraph here in the opening tag. Okay, awesome. Hit run on that. And there we go. They both have that Courier New font and they're both bold. Okay, pretty good. What else here? Okay, so that's blue. All right, so the default styles, this for links, it's usually blue with an underline. When you visit it, it looks like this. When you click it, it's red. Like it has all these kind of default styles. What I find I like to do for links is I don't like all those different colors. I want it to always look the same. So I'm just going to go color blue. And now whether you visited it or not, it's always going to be blue. Even if I'm clicking on it, it's always going to be blue. And I don't like to have that text decoration, so we're going to go text decoration none. That's the underline. And then a common thing I like to do for links is that when I hover on them, then we'll go text decoration, underline. Right? So give it a color, tell it to not have any underline, and then when you hover over it, it gets that underline, so it's clear that, oh yeah, this is a link. Okay, cool. So it's the centered fixed width content, right? Layout, where we have a fixed width. No matter if I go smaller, it doesn't shrink, it stays the same size. I can't see everything, but it stays the same size. And the wider my screen, I just see more background. The smaller my screen, I see less background. It's always centered. Okay, cool. Does that look about right? This is a little stretched out, maybe. I think that's just because when I put the image, I stretched it out. Oh yeah, one little thing yet. I think I did the text align center in the body, which I thought would apply to everything, but it didn't center inside these input elements. And again, that's probably just a level of priority stuff. So we're going to go text line center on those. And that centered it. Okay, am I missing anything? RGB is this. Headings, that. Nope, that looks really good. Okay, refresh on this. Okay, good stuff. All right, one more, I think, code along example, and then you guys will have a chance to design your own quiz website. Okay, anyway, hope this is making sense. Remember as well that you can always go back to here and look at these notes, right, to look up stuff. Say, hey, what was he doing there with, I don't know, with font variants, font weights? So there's a whole section here on font weights and gives me examples of what to do. Anyway, yeah, a big part of programming is looking stuff up too, right? If you're not sure how to do something, oh, font families, what was going on here? Okay, cool, font families. I think they even have a link somewhere down here for web-safe fonts. No, maybe that was somewhere else. Anyway, all sorts of stuff in here. And give you those try it yourself examples too. You can use classes in here. That's cool. Actually, I haven't shown you this. Usually I just do the dots. You can also go select all paragraphs that have the class A. Actually, that's kind of cool. Let's show that quickly. A little mini lesson for you. So I'm going to put this H1 as class A, which this dot A is class A. It should be Times New Roman. And I don't see anything. But if I actually isn't the default Times New Roman. That's awful. Okay, let's change this to something totally different. This is the worst mini lesson ever. Papyrus is my go-to when you want to see something different. Hey, there we go. So this is class A, this is class A. So they're both papyrus. But if I go P dot class A, it only changes the paragraph, right? So it's all paragraphs that have the class of A. If I went H1 class A, it would only change the H1. Anyway, there's a little mini lesson for you. But like I said, lots of resources out there. Check out the notes and the examples, and you'll be good. Okay. Take care. We'll see you in the next video where we'll work on, can't remember what we're doing next. You'll find out. Madlib, I think. Okay. Take care. See you later.